Hey guys, so today I'm here with my BookTubeAthon TBR. If you don't know what the BookTubeAthon is, it's a week-long readathon hosted by Ariel Bissett. It goes from August 3rd to August 9th, and there's various reading challenges and video challenges that you can do. You don't have to. I'll just link the BookTubeAthon channel down in the description below so you can go check it out. Here are the books I'm planning to read. So the first challenge is to read a book with blue on the cover. So for this one, I had a lot of options, but I chose Looking for Alaska by John Green. This is the UK cover, so it's nice and blue. And I'm really excited to read this. I've read Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars, but I have not read this one yet, and I know this is a lot of people's favorites, so I'm interested to see how I like it. This book is 263 pages long, so it's not very long, so I should be able to get through it fairly quickly. The next challenge is to read a book by an author who shares the same letter of your last name, and my last name starts with a B, so I have two options. I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to read, but it's good to have options open in case I read a book and don't like it. So I might read All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry or Unspoken by Sarah Reese Brennan. These are two books I've wanted to read for a while, and they both have authors with the last name that starts with B. So this one is shorter at 274 pages, and this one has 370 pages, so it's quite a bit longer, so I'll probably end up reading this one just because it's more suited for a readathon than this one is. But we'll see. Whichever one I'm feeling. I like to have options open, so in case I'm not in the mood for something. The next challenge is to read someone else's favorite book, and for this one I also have two options. I'm either going to read Hollow City by Ransom Riggs, which is Jesse the Reader's favorite book, or at least his favorite series. I'm not sure if he likes this one or Miss Peregrine's better, but figured this one should count. And I read Miss Peregrine's last year for BookTubeAthon, so it's about time that I read the sequel, and that would be kind of appropriate to read this one during BookTubeAthon as well. But this one's almost 400 pages, so I may not, just because it's so long. So the other option I have is Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer. This is Max from Well Done Books' favorite book, and this one's 326 pages, so it's quite a bit shorter. So I might pick this one up instead. We shall see. Whatever one I'm feeling in the mood for. The next challenge is to read the last book you acquired, and that book is Starling by Fiona Paul. This is the third book in the Secrets of the Eternal Rose trilogy. I am so excited to read this. I just read book 2, and I'm dying to read this, but I'm holding off until BookTubeAthon because it was the last book I acquired. But this will probably be the first thing I'm going to read, because I just have to know how this series ends. The next book is the most interesting challenge, and that's read a book without letting go of it. And so basically you have to just read it, and you can't put it down or anything. You don't have to necessarily read it straight through. Like, you can go and do other things, but you have to have the book in your hand. So I'm gonna have to like find a couple hours of like an afternoon where I'm not doing anything and just sit and read and not forget that I can't put this down. Going to the bathroom and getting something to eat is going to be very interesting. But I chose a really short book, and that's Finding Cinderella by Colleen Hoover. This is a novella that's part of the Hopeless series, and I just read Losing Hope not that long ago, and so I might as well complete the series by reading this one. This follows two characters from the series that are not like the main two characters. And it's only 130 pages, so I feel like it's an easy book to read in one sitting, and it's by Colleen Hoover, and I always fly through her books, so hopefully this will complete that challenge. The next challenge is probably the easiest, and that's just read a book that you want to read. Well, any of these could count for that, but just so I can get up to the 7 books required for the last challenge, which is read 7 books, I've chosen Hello, I Love You by Katie M. Stout. This is a book about a girl who goes to a Korean boarding school and falls in love with a K-pop star, and I've heard really mixed things about it, but I couldn't resist. I love books that are set in like different cultures and different countries, and so I really want to read this one, and so that will fulfill that challenge. But if I don't get to it, then one of these I'll double up and one of these will count. So that is 6 books if I complete each of the challenges, because there's 6 challenges. The 7th challenge, like I mentioned, is to read 7 books, so I've chosen a few shorter books that if I have time at the end of the readathon I will get to. I don't think I'll be able to read 7 books in a week. Last BookTubeAthon I did read 6, and one of those was a really long book, so I could have read 7, but that was just like a crazy week that I've never read that much in a week before. But hopefully I can do it. Maybe I'll get to 7. Some of these are really short. So I've just chosen some that I might get to, might not. The first one is A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. This is a book about a love story that's told from 14 different perspectives, and it just sounds really cute, and I'm sure I'll be able to fly through this really quickly. Another book I might read is Jacoby by William Ritter. This has been described as Sherlock meets Doctor Who, and it sounds right up my alley. So this one's like under 300 pages as well, so I might read this one too. Or I also might read Where She Went by Gail Forman. This is the sequel to If I Stay, which I read like over a year ago. I don't know why I haven't picked this up, because I enjoyed If I Stay. But yeah, this one's like super short. This one's only like 230 pages, so I think it's the shortest one I have on my TBR, so I likely might read this one as my 7th book. I also might read Better Off Friends by Elizabeth Eulberg. This is a contemporary book, and I should fly through it because I usually fly through contemporaries pretty quickly. These are all the books I might possibly read during BookTubeAthon. I'm not going to get to all of them. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I hope you participate in BookTubeAthon because it's a lot of fun, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye!